the mind is kind of oftentimes the culprit. It's the culprit in terms of what you think. So we want to kind of control our mind. We want to control our thoughts to the best of our abilities. And today, I kind of want to go through a lot of what we call some limiting beliefs and how we can overcome those beliefs. Before we can get into anything, you've got to understand what the limiting beliefs are and how you can actually overcome these beliefs and be better, right? To be better financially, you've got to understand how to think differently, right? So one of the key things I want to go through is, the entire presentation on, conquering or limiting beliefs. So let me go ahead and share my screen, as I do believe one of the core features of, your mindset is to conquer the limiting beliefs that you actually have, right? So with that said, let me just admit these into the room. All right, so we're gonna really tackle these beliefs, and really and truly, the foundation of a millionaire mindset, your mind has to be at the right place for you to become a millionaire. So if your goal is to be a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, whatever it is, your mindset has to be there. And I can tell you that because I've been a millionaire, right? Coming from Jamaica, it was just the other day where I was looking on some bank statements, and I was amazed with the amount of money, coming through, and just amazed with a bank statement that has so many figures on it. So, I can definitely tell you that your mind has to be in the right place to acquire wealth. So, with that said, these are our objectives. All right. We're gonna be looking at replacing or limiting beliefs. But before we can replace these limiting beliefs, you've got to understand what they are. So I'm going to be walking you through what these limiting beliefs surrounding money actually are, right? And we're going to be looking at developing a growth mindset. Right? So it's all about embracing the challenges and understanding that failure is really feedback, right? Failure is not something that should frustrate you, it's feedback. And we're going to be going through visualization and affirmations to kind of make everything better, because this is really how you improve the way you think. All right. So limiting beliefs. When we think of limiting beliefs, we want to understand that these are beliefs surrounded, by our thoughts. And oftentimes they are shaped based on how we grew up. All right. I always remember growing up, we were always told that money don't grow on trees, and there's not a lot of money, but money is lacking. There are so many things that we have been, taught, and we've been taught incorrectly. Right. Now, one of the key things that you want to understand is you first have to understand what these limiting beliefs are so that you can fix them. Right. So they are really beliefs that society kind of ingrained in you, and they're beliefs that your family ingrained with you. Past experience probably even skew these beliefs, and it gets you to be thinking the wrong way. But we kind of want to dismantle that and help you to understand. Before we go further into building wealth, we want you to understand that, listen, if you've been doing any of this that I'm going to be sharing, it's time to stop, right? It's actually time to stop. So here are some common limiting beliefs about money. Now, we tend to really believe that money is the root of all evil. Let me know who actually believes that one. Do we believe that money is the root of all evil?
Sometimes.
Okay. So money is paper. Money can't be good or bad, right? It's whoever has money in their possession that does probably the bad or the good thing to it, and it's you who kind of do bad things. So it's not money. Money hasn't done anything to you, and there's nothing evil about money. Right? And you've got to understand that there is no form of money that's bad out there unless you get the money the wrong way. If that's what you're thinking, meaning if you acquire the money by stealing, well, that's a different point of view. But money itself, the actual thing, there's nothing evil about it. All right. So this belief, it really implies that, wealth makes you either greedy, unethical, or immoral. I know oftentimes I probably, may have conversations with certain people and they'll say to me, you're all about, is there nothing else that you think about? I said, yeah, I think about my family. I think about everything else. But if I don't have money, I can't do anything. And that's facts. If it is that you're broke tomorrow, you have no money at all, you can't buy food, you can't go anywhere unless you're going to pick your phone up and go beg somebody or you're going to go work for money. Right? So you need money. It means that if it's something that you need, it's a necessity to live, you've got to understand how it works so that you have more than enough. Right? So one of the key things, some other people always, like to say is that rich people are evil or they're selfish or corrupt. Who actually believes that?
I do.
They do
You-
sometimes.
Most of them are.
Most of them are. All right.
Yeah.
So if you've got the belief that rich people are selfish or corrupt, then it will put you in a little frame of mind that, listen, I don't want to be rich because I don't want to be selfish or corrupt. Now, when you think of this, there are a lot of wealthy people, there are a lot of rich people out there in the world. And to be really honest, whether you're rich or you're poor, you have poor people who are selfish and corrupt. You've got rich people who are also selfish and corrupt. So it's not something that you're gonna, just ingrain in your brain to say that, listen, all those wealthy people, they're evil and they're corrupt, and that's why they have so much money and they keep robbing poor people. If you have that frame of mind, then you're always going to be stuck at the bottom, right? So we want to dismantle that, right? Rich people aren't selfish, and they are not more corrupt than anybody else. That's not true, because you do have people who have absolutely nothing, and they're probably even way more selfish with the little that they have, or even way more corrupt with what they have than wealthy people, right? So we want you to understand that not everyone attains riches through exploitation or dishonesty, right? Not everyone obtains wealth through the incorrect formats or systems. There are people out there who actually, right? There are people out there who actually earn a living the right way, right? And they develop wealth the right way. And one of the key things that you want to understand is that not because you were born into a poor family, it doesn't mean that you're at a disadvantage of acquiring great things. All right? Not because you were born into a system where you were never taught anything about financial literacy, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to acquire that knowledge to move forward. Because I'm going to tell you this, the only thing that separates you, this is like the line. And what separates a lot of people from the wealthy side or from having a lot of money is really knowledge, right? It's information. There is information that you don't have that you actually need to progress to the next level, right? So one of the key things that we want you to understand is that you do not need to believe that you don't deserve to be wealthy, because there are some people who believe that they're unworthy of having, and they are not meant to be successful, they don't deserve this. And we want you to kind of understand that that's not true, right? It's not true. You are deserving of every good thing. right? And if you go through the Bible very carefully, you'd recognize that God has designed wealth for his people, right? God designed wealth for his people, but he says that you've got to acquire wealth through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? So it is very important for you to seek knowledge to level up, right? So you do deserve wealth, but in your deserving of it, in your worthiness of it, you've got to be continuously learning to level up, all right? So we want you to understand that that's very important. Now, making money is hard. I think this is a common one. How many of us actually believe that it's hard to make? How many of us actually believe it's hard to make money? Everyone thinks it's easy then.
No, I think it's hard.
All right, you think it's hard. Okay. And I'm going to tell you this. I always believe that making money was hard, but in 2024, I learned how easy it was to make money. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to make money. It's not hard to make, right? It's hard to make money if you're dependent on one stream of income and that's your only income and you're working your butt off to make it happen, right? That becomes hard because you're doing a lot of muscle work and a lot of, well, a less of your brain work. So what we want you to actually do now is to use this more. We call it the 6 inches between, right here. You have to use it more. All right. So for 2025, the goal is to use your brain more and work less physically. Right. Because a lot of the information that you're going to be using here is going to require you to do a lot of brain work. Right. But if you do it, you'll realize that things will start to change for you and you'll have what we call cash flow coming in all the time. All right. So we want you to understand that making money is not hard. It's not hard. So if you've ever thought of it that way, please, making money is not meant to be a struggle. It's not meant to be something that you sacrifice all your hard work, your energy, and your time and effort doing. It is something that can be easy, right? Meaning that you don't have to do a lot of this muscle work to get it, right? When it comes on to this, the next one, I'm just not good with money. Who actually believes here that they're not good with money?
I
Sometimes.
used to believe that, Kerry. I used to believe that.
Okay, all right, but you no longer believe it, right?
No, I no longer believe it.
All right, good. So that's
The
a
thing
start.
with me with money, Kerry, I don't tend to hold on to money for a long time. It's in
Okay,
my hand and then it's out.
okay, but it depends on what is it out doing.
Mm.
We're gonna get to the empowering beliefs that you're gonna use to lift your money up. So it's okay if you let go of your money, but it really depends on what you let go of it for. Is it going to be letting go of it to produce what we call cash flow assets, right? Meaning that we want some assets to put money back into our pocket when we let go of our money. Okay. So this is one of the mindset shift I had in 2024. I always found it hard to part ways with money, but what I learned was that I had to give every dollar a job. I had to check on inventory. If my paycheck was, let's say, £2,000 for the month, I'm not just focusing on what I'm paying for my rent and what I'm paying for my bills. I'm focusing on what I'm paying myself first because I deserve to be paid. All right. Everything else comes after me. And when I pay myself, I'm paying myself to actually buy something that's a cash flow asset. So when I buy that thing, it's meant to multiply that little money that I paid myself. It's meant to either double it or triple it. So that's a mindset shift that literally changed a lot, right? Because oftentimes we think that if we're investing, we've got to invest a whole lump sum. You can start where you are. And I'm going to be showing you step by step in terms of your investment plan, how you can start where you are and we'll do it step by step, but we want you to understand that you are good with money, right? And you're going to even be better with money as we progress through the entire system that I've got here for you. So when it comes on to a lot of things you've got to plan, so financial planning is very important. If it is that you're paid, I'm coming from a teacher standpoint in terms of how I was always paid. So I was always paid on the 25th. I never used to budget, right? But I understood the value of knowing where my money went, because that way, if I'm keeping track of it, I can spend it better to produce me some more money in the long run, right? So if I'm getting paid X amount and I'm paying myself at least 5 to 10% of my income, that 5 to 10% should be 20% when I'm done with it, because I've got to multiply it, right? And it doesn't have to be multiplying it through Forex market. There are many other ways that I will be kind of going through with you so that you understand that there are, many ways to multiply your money, right? One of my favorite part of the Bible in Genesis is when the is when you're told that you've got to be fruitful and multiply. A lot of individuals tend to believe that that's only related to having a baby, but it's not. It's not. It's not related to women just having children. That's not the only multiplication you do. God has gifted you with a lot of skills and talents, and He's expecting you that you're gonna be fruitful in showing others the way so that your blessings are multiplied along the way. All right. So I want you to understand that this is something that you can achieve. Wealth is yours. It's already been given to you. But it's a matter of if you're going to open your heart to actually receive it and do what you have to do to get it. All right. So who believes that there is never enough money? When you get your pay, there is never enough. This money is not enough. Can't do anything.
That's me.
Okay.
100%.
That's me.
All right. So we want you to understand that you've got enough, but it's how you're spending it. And I know sometimes when you look at the fact that, okay, oh my God, my bills are consuming me, that becomes a problem, because it's like there is nothing else to do, any extras, there's not enough to do travels, there's not enough to do a lot of things. And I'm coming from a place where, since I came to the UK, I was living off £2,000 for me, and I think my husband was just a little bit over because he was doing a lot of overtime with Amazon. So he was even a little bit over mine, maybe about £2,500. And as a household, we were living off that. And now I don't even want to share what my income is, because it's crazy. It's crazy that I'm coming from 2000 to coming to going. I've literally
Don't tell us. Don't tell us. Let me dream of it.
no, I've literally more than doubled my
I
income,
have an idea.
right? I've literally done that, and sometimes I ask myself, how did we get here? I don't know, but really and truly, we got here through a lot of hard work, right? But it was a lot of brain work and not a lot of physical work, right? So we want you to understand that even if you've got a paycheck, this is what you need to do with your paycheck. This is another lesson that we're going to go all in on, but I'm just giving you a little snippet. If you think your money is not enough, I challenge you to do this. Take 5 to 10% of whatever you're getting. It doesn't matter about the bills. Take that and buy something that you can sell. Just try with this first thing. Buy something that you can sell for a higher price, right? And when you buy that thing that you can sell for a higher price, go challenge yourself to sell it so that you can double or triple your money, right? Now, there are many other ways. It doesn't even have to cost you, right, to make things that you can sell, because we're going to go into a whole long episode of sales, right? Because I know when it comes on to sales, a lot of individuals kind of shy away. I used to say that I hate selling, and my parents used to say, oh, selling is not good, you shouldn't sell. But if you're not selling, you're always buying,
That's true.
right? And you've got to understand something. If you're always buying, you're never gonna have money because you're not selling anything. You ain't got nothing to sell. You're always buying, and you're buying things that can't you're not willing to sell. How are you going to have money? You're only going to be dependent on that one source of income, right? And is that one source of income, has it even been working out for you to the best of your ability? It's not. When I let go of the idea of, oh, selling is not the best, I don't like it. When I let go of that idea, I recognize that if I'm not selling, I'm always buying. So how am I going to have money if I'm always buying? I'm always giving my money to somebody who's selling. So I'm the stupid one, right? That's how I started looking at it. I'm buying. So I'm making other people wealthy because I'm thinking that I should not sell, but they're being wealthy because I'm buying their products, right? I used to always say, because my husband loved the name brands and all that, I used to say to him, oh, you're always making them people wealthy. They're already wealthy and you're giving them your hard-earned money and you're not getting anything back from it but just a little satisfaction of, oh, I've got this lovely designer clothing or whatever it may be, right? So what I want you to understand, that if you're not selling something, you're buying. And if you're buying, that means you're always giving your money to whoever is selling. So which side of the fence do you want to be on? Right? That's something I really want you to understand. What side of the fence do you actually want to be on? Right? Do you want to be on the side of the fence that you've got money coming in, or you've got money going out all the time to liabilities that ain't gonna give you no value at all? That's really something for you to think about, right? Now, who believes that they've got to choose between doing what they love and making money? No one?
Yes, sometimes, yeah.
I'm going to ask a serious question to everyone on this call. Are you actually doing what you love to make money right now?
No.
No. Okay.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I
Yes and no.
love what I do, Kerry-Ann, but I just don't think it's not as profitable as I think it should or could have been.
Okay.
I think we're undermined and underpaid.
All right. Perfect. So that goes back to me as a teacher, right? Now in the teaching space, right? I gave it my all, always, right? And I know probably Renette could agree with this one. You're working assiduously, and sometimes you're working overtime, but you're never paid overtime. Your pay is just the same, right? So it doesn't matter if your workload increases for a particular month and you're giving some extra hours, you're sat at the same fixed rate, right? But I want you to understand that you can do what you love. I'm teaching, right? I'm teaching every single day and I'm making a shit ton of money. But I was teaching last couple of years and I wasn't making any money. But I'm still teaching and I'm making better money teaching, right? So I'm still doing what I love, right? I've just realized how to do it the better way.
Was that wrong place?
That's it. And sometimes we are at the wrong place. So, Carol, you're good at what you do. You just need to learn how to do it a different way so that you're paid way more.
Yes, that's true. I love what I do. I really love it. And I've been doing it for years now. And it's taken me places. But now it's like I'm at a standstill. I'm losing time with my family. And I am not getting what I need from my job.
Yeah, and that's the direction that I'm gonna point you in, because we're gonna be developing our own business here, And based on what you love doing, that's the business idea, that's the business plan you're going to go all in on. What is it that you actually love doing? All right. So a part of you being here, let's say, Marika, you love cooking, all right? You're going to go all in on cooking and you're doing this as your business. All right? You're doing this as your thing, not for anybody else, but you're going all in on yourself. You're betting on you. Oftentimes we shy away and we give our talent to companies and to systems that don't serve us well. All right? But what I want you to understand is that your talent is there to serve the mass. All right? It's not meant to serve a small dynamics or a small group of individual and they pay you, meaning that you put your whole life in their hands. Right? Meaning if they don't pay you, that's it. You're broke. There are many different ways that you can come up with an exit plan to walk away from your job, but it's all dependent on you going all in on what you love doing. Right? The other day I was showing my husband this, I think he's 80 something on YouTube, making a ton of money. What is he doing on YouTube? He's sharing the knowledge and experiences he's had. He's sitting in his living room sharing, going on camera every single day and sharing with the world his knowledge of 80 years. And he's making a ton of money. Do not put any limit on the things that you can do. And if you're having lack, it's really because you're not doing the thing that you're meant to be doing. Because if you're actually in a place where you should be, you're not gonna have lack. All right, I think my baby and maybe he's got control of the phone. All right, sorry. So you've got to understand where you need to be. Back in when I was leaving when I was leaving, Jamaica, I had a feeling that I needed to do more, right? I had that gut feeling that, listen, Kerry, you're meant for more than this. I can't forget, being in the hospital for an entire month. That was when I made the whole decision to walk away from my job in Jamaica. I was in the hospital for a month. The principal didn't come see me. The vice principal didn't come see me. I only had the head of department come see me once. And I had one of my colleagues see me. She came to see me as well. And I said to myself, the principal didn't even call me. When the head of department came there, she was only saying, so how long are you going to be here? It wasn't a matter of get well and be okay. I was on a hospital bed. I was pregnant at the time. I was about 20 weeks. My cervix was open and the baby was about to just come out before time.
Oh dear.
And I was there on the bed and I said to myself, but these people don't even care.
Don't care at all, Kerry. They don't care.
They don't even care. What am I doing there? And I had an entire month and a half in the hospital and I had a lot of time to think. And, me being there thinking, I said to myself, I'm walking away from this. I'm not going back. But at the time, I didn't even get the message that God was given to me. I didn't get it. I still didn't get it because what I did at the time was I left the job, but I went into another one just in another country because I thought, okay, I was mad at the healthcare system in Jamaica. I was mad at everything. I think at the time we had over $2 million and we could not get the assistance that we needed to save the baby. Right? And I was just mad at everything. I was mad, and I said, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm walking away. I'm going to somewhere else because I want to get better treatment. I want to feel as though people care. But I didn't get the picture. The picture at the time wasn't just to walk away from my job and go to abroad. I didn't get the picture. I thought that was really what I meant to do, but what God did was He led me somewhere else for the struggle and the burdens to continue and to go even a little bit more difficult, right? Beyond the healthcare system, He led financial, challenges to come the way for me to understand that you weren't meant to just walk away from the job, You were meant to go do your own thing. And sometimes we miss the bigger picture. All right. Sometimes we really miss the bigger picture. And that's something I've got to, help you to understand that there is a lot for you to do, but are you truly walking in your purpose? Are you truly walking in the thing that you're meant to be doing wholeheartedly? Right? That's something that you really have to think of. And if it is that you're lacking, you're not having, why is it that I'm lacking? What am I not doing that I'm meant to be doing? Right? These are things that you've got to ask yourself when it comes on to what you've been doing. And this is another mindset shift that you've got to have, because some people believe that money changes people for the worse, that money don't make you a good person. So if you really believe that, you've got to understand that money is really not a tool to make you bad or good, right? If you're a bad person with or without money, you're gonna be a bad person, right? So fear of losing who you are and losing your relationships. And I'm gonna say this: if you go to if you go to higher level, you're gonna lose people, right? If you look at a rocket going up, the more it gets higher, things kind of shed. All right. So some people are gonna say, "Oh, you're not doing this anymore, or you're not doing." It doesn't really matter, right? What matters is, are you doing the right thing that you're meant to be doing, right? I believe everyone has a purpose, right? Jeremiah 29 verse 11. It always says that you've got a purpose. What is it that you're meant to be doing? Who are you meant to be serving, right? Now, who believes that if they earn more money, some people will be broke or have less? Anyone thinks that?
No, regardless
No,
whatever them
no,
supposed to
not
have
really.
regardless.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you. You ain't taking nothing from nobody. And you know what? One of the concepts that I love about money is there is a lot of money. You see them. I don't know if any of you have watched the movie Money Heist or the episodes, whatever it is. You know, the concept behind it is that the banks, the governments, they print money whenever they feel like. Right? So there's no lack.
I have an experience. When my son was a baby, when he was just started nursery, they
Right.
took them on a little trip to one of those places. I didn't know it existed in London, where you have Brinks trucks that goes around and collect all money, and they take
Yeah.
them to an incinerator and burn them.
Yep.
So it's like there was so much money that
Mm-hmm.
they destroy money.
Of course.
So it shows you that money is endless.
It
It's
is.
endless out there, but it's just for us to understand how to tap into it. And I think that's what most of us struggle with.
Yeah. And that's what you're going to be learning here. How can you tap into the opportunities that are there to make money? Because there is a whole lot of money. There's abundance all around you. Right? There's abundance all around you, and you're gonna be tapping into this as we go on. And there's gonna be homework because of course you're gonna execute, and you're gonna have to show me that you can make money. It's all about understanding that there's a lot. And then this is a major limiting belief, where some people, my son will say, "Mommy, I'm too young to make a lot of money. And I say, oh, really? But there are some individuals who believe they're too old to make a lot of money. And, because of the age that they're at, this is not possible for me anymore. Is there anyone here that believes that they're either too old or too young to make good money?
No, I should start making money long time.
All right, the time is now. The time is now. So
Thank you.
the time is now, and I believe that everything has its time. When it's your time will come to shine.
The
Right?
time has come.
Yeah, when your time is your time, now we're gonna talk about overcoming these limiting beliefs and what are the things that we've got to think about money, and how we can go about kind of leveling up the ball game when it comes to money. Now, awareness is one, right? You've got to be aware of whatever limiting beliefs that you've got and kind of tap them or push them behind. And you've got to journal a lot. I write down things daily because that's how I kind of progress. And you
Terry, sorry. There's a message come up at 22:35. Said you reach your recorded limit for your plan.
yeah, it's because you started a recording on the call at the beginning, but that's fine. That's your personal message.
Me?
Is it?
Is it me? No.
No, I don't see it on my end.
I see it in the chat, Kerry.
Because there's a AI come up, it said a message come up, I click because on my laptop. And the first message said, Kerry-Ann, I'll take note for this meeting, follow along the transcript and whatever. I'd say the AI. It's an AI thing, so I don't know. You're not seeing it?
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay.
Anyways,
So I don't know if the recording cut that time or what.
maybe it has, I don't know. Because I haven't been deleting the old ones, so probably they're piling up in storage. So
That's
maybe
what
I need to tackle that. But it's fine. If it's not recorded, that's all right.
Okay.
You've got it live.
All right.
All right. So when it comes on to, your limiting beliefs, we kind of want to, have those awareness and then reframe the belief and then educate yourself on financial literacy, which we're going to be doing here. We're going to be doing budgeting and we're going to be doing a lot of investing and business development, right? So that you can reduce all the problems when it comes on to money and boost your confidence at all costs. All right. So another key thing that I need you to do is to practice gratitude. Gratitude for the little, it provides you the opportunity to open arms to get more. Right? It doesn't matter what you're getting currently, practice gratitude. Gratitude always. So even if you feel as if there is a lack, focus on abundance. Focus on things that you've got. Maybe it's your family that you're just so in love with the fact that you've got an amazing family who's supportive, and foster a mindset of appreciation and positivity, right? And surround yourself with positive people. You're within this network with one another, and talk a lot about healthy money tips and tricks. We're going to be dropping those on the timeline in school, and you're going to be taking action, right? All of this, you're going to be taking action because you've got support, right? And we're literally going to be going straight into how we can empower ourselves to believe great things about money, right? You've got to understand that, there's constructive attitudes and thoughts about money that align with growth, abundance, and success. I remember, because of the whole traumatic experience I had a few years back with that, that pregnancy that I had, and I was a bit afraid to go again because I was cut. I had that major surgery. I was rushed to the theater at a particular day after being at the hospital so long waiting. the hospital couldn't help in Jamaica, so they literally just had me there lying on the bed rest, waiting on the baby to decide to come, even though the baby would come prematurely. And I was rushed to the theater, had an emergency surgery, and it was such a traumatic experience. And for me, it was hard to decide to go again after all of that. And I came to the UK. One of the main reasons of me coming to the UK, maybe the healthcare service was better. So I said, okay, I'll come here and have a baby, which I did. And one of the key things that I did to help with the whole trauma, I had to be doing a lot of affirmations to make me feel better. I used to every single morning, I would get up every single morning religiously, and my prayer would be the exact same thing. Right? It's like I was doing a little ritual to God. My baby's healthy, my baby's strong, my baby's full term, my baby's God's plan every single day. And that was kind of what, kept me in the right frame of mind to make me feel better going through the second round of all of this. Right? And, you've got to empower yourself. Right? Sometimes it may not be empowerment through people, but you're gonna have a lot of trauma, you're gonna have a lot of pain, but there's purpose in the pain. Right? There's a lot of purpose always in the pain. It doesn't matter what you're experiencing. Understand that there's purpose in every situation. Right? Now, money is a tool for freedom and opportunities. I want you to believe that. When you've got money, you've got the freedom to do what you want, when you want, and how you want. And you can create more opportunities and a better life for yourself, right? And this is something that you've got to believe. There is always more than enough money to go around, right? You are worthy of financial success. So you're worthy of receiving, whether it be your financial goal is £20,000 per month, you're worthy of receiving that, right? Setbacks, they're temporary, right? And you can always bounce back from a setback. So every setback is just for a moment. This too shall pass. It must pass, right? And you're going to have setbacks in life. You're going to have them. They're going to come, especially when you're on a when you're on a powerful journey. Your setbacks are going to be so much. All right? The more powerful your purpose is, the more setbacks you're going to have. So prepare for them and develop that level of tenacity to go through all the atrocities, right? Now, I want you to understand that you're capable of managing and growing your money, right? Every dollar you spend or invest has a purpose, right? Money flows easily to you and you're aligned with your purpose. So these are things that I want you to believe as we go throughout the entire, journey of this system, where you're going to be learning a lot about money and how to develop your money, multiply your money, and all of that. I want you to understand that these are the empowering beliefs that you've got to have. All right, you've got to have these beliefs. And with that said, I want you to really, really understand that you have to be open to receiving wealth, right? You can't say wealthy people are this and that, because you're not going to want to be this and that, right? So be open to receiving that which God has, put here for you, right? I remember, going through my season of struggle back in 2023 when I was, teaching, and I got a call from one of my friend in Japan. She went teaching in Japan, and she said, Kerry, God didn't go and, God didn't come and send his son Jesus to go die on the cross so that I could struggle. He paid the way, right? Jesus paid it all. And I never thought of it that way, where literally he paid it all the debts, all of the struggle, all of that, he paid it all, right? So yeah, everything that the enemy has lined up, which is Satan, is for you to lack, right? That's Satan's plan. And guess what? he may not be able to kind of go into a lot of things that, you know, he can't access, but he can go into your mind and he can trick you to think things that are not true so that you don't achieve what you should achieve. So we want you to understand that the more you give, the more you receive. Doesn't matter how small it may be. The Bible tells you, give and it will come back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. I am a biblical person. I love the Bible. I remember my scriptures because I read a lot. And I believe that it's a principle system when it comes on to money, and you've got to understand the money principles. Right? And sometimes you don't literally have to even give money. You can give knowledge. You can give and over deliver and just give even information to the best of your ability to kind of give to others and sow into their lives, because every seed that you sow is gonna come back. It has to come back. So are you sowing any seeds? That's my question. Even if it's not monetary seeds, are you sowing any seeds? Right now, I'm sowing seeds into, how many of you are on the call? I'm sowing seeds into your life. So I must get it back.
Thank you.
So that it goes to kind of help you to understand that you've got to give, right? You've got to find individuals that you can give to. And as I said, don't think of giving only as monetary. You can give a lot more. You can give love. Right? I remember, you know, Beverly, you telling me that you just brought food to the homeless
Oh,
on Christmas Day. That's giving. And what did
yeah,
it do? It came back to you when you needed it the most.
I know. Mm-hmm.
Right? So the more we give, the more we receive. I want you to understand that concept, right? Now, I also want you to think that you grow richer every day in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and in wealth, right? Because the more knowledge you have, right? I like to say the more you learn, the more you earn. You've got to be continuously learning. Learning never stops. I was always of the impression, okay, I'm done with college now. I've got my degree. I ain't doing nothing more. I'm done. Learning is continuous. You never stop learning. And you've got to have a receptive spirit when it comes on to learning. Learn as much as you can, because the more you earn, the more you level up, right? The more you level up. Right? So I want you to understand that failure, it's not something for frustration. Do not be frustrated when failure comes, because failure is actually feedback. It's feedback for you to have a greater comeback. Right? You're gonna fail. Do not be afraid to fail. I like to say fail forward. For me, I prefer to fail forward, because if I fail, I'm going to learn something from that failure. It's a lesson that I've got to learn, right? So failure is an opportunity to get feedback. What can I do better? How can I go about doing this better, right? What did I do incorrectly that I need to fix, right? So all of this, you've got to understand that even with what I'm going to be teaching you, you may feel as if you're failing, but you're actually progressing. Because sometimes you're being tricked to think that you're failing when you're in the process. All right. So understand that these are the practical steps that I want you to take from this lesson. You're going to be doing a lot coming throughout this week. I want you to do 3 main things. I'm going to show you homework at the end, but we want to do a gratitude practice. All right. Try and do a regular list of what you're grateful for financially, no matter how small. All right. Where are you getting your money from? If it's from the government, practice gratitude. Be grateful that you're getting, let's say £3,000 for the month. If it's from, whatever you're getting it from, be grateful for it, right? Because you're now opening up to getting more, right? And we're going to do affirmations. So we're going to repeat empowering statements daily to rewire our mindset and to program us to believe that we can, right? And you're going to be getting a lot of financial education here, and you're going to be surrounded with a lot of individuals with positive energy. And I've got a question for you. How many of us actually read books? Be honest.
Not as often.
It's
sometimes.
but I don't read them.
All right. Okay.
As
So,
for me, I don't really like to read, to tell you the truth.
all right. That has to stop.
I read my Bible most of the time.
All right.
Yeah, my Bible the most. I
All
should.
right. Anyone has Audible?
I was just about to ask if that counts. I prefer to listen.
Yeah, I do. All right. Because I'm so busy, the physical book, sitting and reading it, I don't really. So I listen while I'm doing other stuff. So I do Audible. So if you're probably not the avid reader who will sit and just devour yourself into a book, right? Do you actually listen to anything that will empower you? For me,
Yes.
my whole transition into this entrepreneurship pathway came through listening to audibles every single morning. um while on the bus going to work, generally I would drop my son off to school, right? And then I will take my son's school is closer to the apartment that I was living at first. And then I would take the bus to work every single morning. After dropping my son to school, I would be listening to something empowering. That's how I listen to Think and Grow Rich. That's how I listen to Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's how I listen to a lot of books. And the more I listened, the more my mindset changed, because now I'm learning a lot of things I didn't know before. All right. So I want you to develop a habit of reading, because you don't know what you don't know. Right now, I'm going to be teaching you a lot of things, but there's a ton more that you can actually learn. And I'm going to try my very best to put everything as I can to go through here, meaning put my entire brain cells into you so that you can have my brain. But I want you to be, doing a lot of personal development to develop you, right? Develop the individual that you are, because the more you read, oh my God, the powerful things become for you, right? Um, if we don't read, is there any podcast that you listen to?
Yes.
Okay, could you share which one?
I always listen on YouTube. When these people talking about how to make money and how to this and how to that, every night I put it on the TV and listen it. If
Okay,
it's not you I'm listening to, is how the money, how money come, or money this or money that. Is
okay,
either you put me to bed or that.
all right then. All right, that's fine. So you're listening to something.
I'll bring it to you. Are you
All
gonna
right.
show?
Yeah, so we're listening to something money related. That's fine. Anyone else challenge themselves with listening to audibles? I've gone over, the year has just started and I've done 2 books already, 2 complete books. And I'm moving on to the Diary of a CEO.
Oh,
So the more I listen, the more things I devour into, the smarter I become. And there's something that I didn't know that I've learned. So, and what you're leveraging is the knowledge that other people do have, right? And we're going to teach you how to leverage other people's knowledge, because you may not have a lot of knowledge about these things, but you're leveraging other people's knowledge. You're literally going to be leveraging my knowledge, because I'm going to walk you through everything that I know, and you're going to execute according to the knowledge that I'm going to share with you, right? So we want to kind of read a little bit more. We want to get a little bit more reading going. Okay. Who does affirmations? Be honest.
I
Anyone?
do. I do.
I do
Not
it
always.
sometimes.
All right, sometimes. Okay. All right. We want to make that more regular, more frequent. Okay. What are the things that you want? So Here's what I need you to do. Affirmations. I've got this one that I say every single morning. All right. It's a money affirmation. Everything that I do want in life, I get up every single morning and I kind of say that I want it, or I say that I already have it. Like I am a multimillionaire. Whatever it is that I want, I generally say it. But this is the one that I generally go with for money. It says, money comes to me easily, money comes to me fast. Money loves my company. When money comes, it lasts. Money is my birthright. I always have more money than I need. God is my provider. In my home, there is no lack, there is only abundance. I am the lender and not the borrower. Right? My money will multiply and flow through my family for generations. I am a money magnet and money is always attracted to me. And then I end it with the entire verse of Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the thoughts and the plans that you think towards me. They're thoughts to prosper me, right? And give me an expected end and all of those lovely things. I tend to like put that in the midst of it all, because God's purpose for me is to have all that I want, all that I desire, right? It tells you that ask and it shall be given. And if I'm getting up every single day and I'm speaking this, I'm asking for it. And I'm actually saying that I've already got it. So I'm receiving it, right? So I want you to kind of develop habitual things and shift the focus. Um, I was doing this. I started this back during my pregnancy when I was struggling to kind of have those anxiety moments. You know, I was just declaring that everything with my baby is good. Declare that your money is good. Declare that your finances is good. If you want to even, borrow this and add things to it about your health, your strength, whatever it is, add it and get up every single day and do this religiously. Believe it, right? The more you do it, the more you're going to believe it, right? Money is truly your birthright. It's a part of what you are, right? You need it to survive, right? And it says, my God shall, must, will supply what? All my needs. It is a need, because if you don't have it, you can't have anything else. You can't just go to the store and get food without money, right? So it is a need. So you've got to get it right, because God is not intending for you to lack anything. It says, no good thing will I withhold from my people. So please understand who you are and whose you are, and understand that, listen, it's time to level up for 2025, right? It's time to level up your finances like never before. You're going to probably be wondering, you're going to need a push broom to sweep some money out.
Hey, Kerry,
Wow.
I love you,
Homework.
Kerry. I love you.
Homework. You're gonna do a 3-minute gratitude journal. If it's even at least once or twice for the week, what is it that you're grateful for? I need you to execute gratitude, okay? Right? Be grateful for what you currently have so that you can have room for more, okay? Do not complain that this now work. No, have a mind of gratitude, okay? And you're going to recite your affirmations daily, not just sometimes. Every single day, you're going to do it religiously. I've got mine on that little board over there, and it's my morning thing. Meaning that once I get up and I come here in the living area, I see it, I've got to say it, even if I forgot. Right? So I put it where I can see it, so I can say it. Right? And you've got to at least do some quiet time. They generally say it's meditation. It's very good. But guess what? Your quiet time can either be both just before bed or early mornings. Anyone you choose, or both. And you're going to visualize the life you want. What is it that you actually want? Because we're going to get into goal setting and all of that, and how you set your SMART goals. Okay. But visualize the life that you actually want. Spend some time to feel what it feels like to be in your new home. Feel what it feels like to have 20, 30, whatever thousand in your bank account. Feel what it feels like to have the things that you desire to have. Okay, so this is your homework. This is not something that you can show to me. This is a personal oath that you're making now with yourself. Are you going to challenge yourself to be better? Be disciplined enough to affirm the things that you want, because affirmations are powerful, right? Are you going to visualize, spend some time to connect with who you are and the things that you actually want to achieve, and, you know, practice some gratitude. Okay, so this is really what I want you to do for, you know, the week going onward, and as much as you can do it into the next month and all of that, just try and do it daily, right? And then we will be live again on Wednesday. We're gonna go dive into money opportunities. Any questions for me before we go?
Can I get
No,
off, write out stuff of your own?
Yeah, you can, but I
Okay.
don't know if the recording has cut off or anything. But if it's anything
I already take the picture. What you talking about, Kerry?
all right. All right, no problem. That's fine. That's fine. Any questions for me?
Yeah, I was writing things down, but I missed the first and the second page.
Oh, okay. I think maybe that first bit may be recorded. Maybe it
Mhm.
probably stopped in the middle since it's telling me about
Yeah.
recording stuff. So maybe it's like the midway through.
Okay.
So the first bit should have some recording that you can actually
Mm.
go back and watch.
Not a
Yeah.
question, Kerry. It's just for Wednesday session. I hope this recording thing is fixed so you
I'm
can record for Wednesday.
Yeah,
Because,
I'm gonna go in and take the old
yeah,
things out of the storage. My bad.
for Wednesdays I will have to rewatch the videos.
All right, no problem. And that one will get you those opportunities coming in. So I'm gonna fix that up tonight so that we
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Great class, excellent teaching.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Very, very well put together.
Thank you,
Very
Kerry.
motivating.
I'm telling you,
A breath of
Kerry.
fresh air.
It's a breath of fresh air. And you haven't
Yes,
seen anything yet.
Kerry, guess what?
but
This
it's
class,
still a
let
breath
me
of
stop
fresh
think about the
air.
trading.
What was that
Honestly,
about? You gone trading. What was that about trading?
I said this class, let me stop think about the trading.
There's a ton. Listen, I always tell people there's a million ways to make $1 million. It's up to you to decide which of the million ways you're gonna go with. Okay? There's not just one. I don't just trade. Trading is not my only source of income. So if you think it's my only source of income, it's not. There are days that I lose a lot of money and I have to go back and go look it. Okay? There are days that I make good money and I make sure I withdraw it so that I can benefit from it. Right? And I'll take it and plug it into dividends. And I'll teach you about dividends and
Teach us,
ETF.
darling. Teach us. We need it. We need the help.
And I'll take it and put somewhere else so that that money is multiplied passively without me touching it. Okay?
Wow.
So
You are my destiny helper right now.
Kerry,
And
is
I
honestly
am
speaking,
super
it's God, just
grateful
God send
because
you
you know
come.
what?
And
Been
Kerry,
through the school system for so many years and never ever been taught about money management and all that. I
yeah,
think this comes at a time when it's needed most for me right now. So I'm grateful.
all right, not a problem. And just be on these calls, or if you're not able to attend, just watch the replay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I
All right.
have a lot of night shifts going forward. But I'm off this week, so I'll be able to tap in on Wednesday.
All right, perfect. Okay.
Mm.
and you know, Kerry,
Yes.
for the fact that you love God and you love the word of God, that's a plus for me. You
I,
know,
Mhm.
I quote so many scriptures off my head.
I
Oh.
tell you, and I could actually feel them when you were saying them, you know. I could actually feel it.
Listen, I read my Bible a lot.
That's good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
read my Bible a lot. I believe in God wholeheartedly. He's the only
Oh God.
reason, I
Yeah.
think for me, he's the only reason I'm still standing.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's the only
Can
reason.
I tell you?
Yeah. So for me, that's not even a question. It's for me, it's always put God first in everything you do. You've got to put Him in it, and it will be
Yeah.
better. It will be better.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So with that said, I appreciate you all hopping on. I will see you on Wednesday, same time. We'll be here, and we're gonna go into some money business. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you. Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Have
Have
a
a
good
lovely
night.
night. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye.